Topiks, Bankie Yahsonn. Real conversation. Lately we be having conversations with people, cause we feel like there's nobody really talking truth. We be having conversations with people, cause too many media houses changing up the news. Everything was green light, now we seeing red. Everybody got opinions, few got facts instead. We be having conversations with people, cause we feel like there's nobody really talking truth. Tuesday night and everybody tuned in live. Bankie Yahsonn bringing reason in every time. Talking politics and the things affecting lives. Breaking down the stories they be trying to hide. Used to trust the system, now the trust gone. Everybody talking loud, but the facts wrong. People tired of the fake and the gimmicks too, so they coming to these topics for a clear review. Got the whole Caribbean locked on the station. Real entertainment network building conversation. No script vibes, not stage for the camera. Just real people talking straight with stamina. And we be having conversations with the people, cause we feel like there's nobody really talking truth. We be having conversations with the people, cause too many media houses changing up the news. Everything was green light, now we seeing red. Everybody got opinions, you got facts instead. We be having conversations with the people, cause we feel like there's nobody really talking truth. Sometimes Fridays got a special live session. Big topics got the whole place stressing. Agriculture, crime, economy discussion. Every episode spark another conversation, and the comments start flying when the lights start. Everybody got a view from the heart. Some agree and some disagree too, but at least these topics bringing real views. No pretending when the mic turn on. Yahsonn reasoning while Bankie stay strong. People checking in from overseas too, cause authentic conversation hard to come through. Everything was green light, now we seeing red. Everybody got opinions, few got facts instead. We be having conversations with the people, cause we feel like there's nobody really talking truth. Topiks, Bankie Yahsonn. Real conversation. Lately we be having conversations with the people, cause we feel like there's nobody really talking truth. We be having conversations with the people, cause too many media houses changing up the news. Everything was green light, now we seeing red. Everybody got opinions, few got facts instead. We be having conversations with people, cause we feel like there's nobody really talking truth. Tuesday night and everybody tuned in live. Bankie Yahsonn bringing reason in every time. Talking politics and the things affecting lives. Breaking down the stories they be trying to hide. Used to trust the system, now the trust gone. Everybody talking loud, but the facts wrong. People tired of the fake and the gimmicks too, so they coming to.
Could you put your hands together and welcome the Prime Minister to the microphone?
Comrades, there are some issues that we have to tackle. One of the issues is the high cost of electricity. My mother, when I see some people bills, I want to cry. And me ain't gonna say it's because the what list. I believe it is because things were hard. And I empathize. And we got to do something about that. And that is why on Monday we must march to do something about electricity. We got to march. We got to march to do something about the electricity high rates that we are paying. And to give encouragement to your government to get involved in renewable energy to bring the cost of electricity right down. And give me the support on Labor Day when we march to bring it down. Yes. We're going to march on Labor Day to bring the electricity rates down. Nobody's supposed to be living in modern St. Kitts and Nevis and are talking about they have battle lamp and they have all kind of candle in the house. That have to stop. We're going to bring it down. We are now working on renewable energy. Last weekend I was in Washington. I had some meetings with a company that is working with Nevis on the geothermal project. Would you believe that if we were to use geothermal energy and get electricity from that, there's no surcharge at all to pay? Would you believe that? No surcharge at all. That's why I want
surcharge.
it. I want it now.
I want it now. Right now.
And we're going to
Yes,
march on Labor Day to bring it now.
People of Nevis, what are you going to do? You're going to march?
No. We want it
No,
now.
right now.
No.
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 No. No. I want it now.
And
Right
so,
now.
we will become, St. Kitts and Nevis will become the first country in the whole Caribbean where electricity rates are the lowest. Less than even Trinidad and Tobago with all the oil that they have down there. Renewable energy. I want you to say after me. Renewable energy. Renewable
Many
energy.
people them to know.
Renewable energy. That is the new buzzword. Renewable energy.
Yes, people.
And we're going to get it from geothermal. We're going to get it from wind energy. And we're going to get it also from solar panels.
Wow.
Solar panels.
Standing ovation.
And so we're going to march on Labor Day to bring in
Yes.
renewable energy to replace energy and electricity from fossil fuel or oil. We're done with that. That is of the past. Comrades, we got to march on that and stamp on that and get rid of high electricity costs and reduce it by way of renewable energy.
Wow.
Yes, greetings, people. Welcome to another edition of the Topics. Yes, it's another beautiful Friday evening, and we are in with an exclusive edition of the Topics this evening. And the format this evening, we are going to get into a couple of issues in our introductory statements and remarks, but we are going to be opening up the lines very early for you to call in and weigh in and give your opinions and questions and suggestions and hear your views and put your positions on the table and on the platform. And please, we just encourage you to do so respectfully. We are be very forceful, be very passionate with your point of view, but please at least respect the platform. We want to make sure that the platform is not flagged in any way, and also that we are not put in any position for liabilities, right? That's all we're asking for. But other than that, yes, be very forceful. Anyway, good evening, Wally and Layamiga and our brothers and sisters throughout the entire Eastern Caribbean, and also depending on where you may be geographically, morning, afternoon, or evening, some of those greetings are applicable to you. Want to say a very special good evening to a lot of the folks who are in the island right now, in the Federation, I should say, right now, taking part in the CBI investment seminar that is taking place here in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Some of them came over to visit the island of Nevis today, and they spent a wonderful time here on the island. And we just want to, welcome you guys and continue to encourage you to, visit our island and love our island and, be a part of the development of the island overall. With that said, we had a very interesting introduction, and I am going to now leave it over to Bankie, my co-host for this evening, to introduce himself and then get into his comments on the video and add to some other issues that he would want to put on the table. So, good evening, Bankie. Welcome to this evening's edition of the Topics.
Yes, and good evening to our listening audience. It's another Friday evening, and as usual, should be the Everything Agriculture show. But because of the state of the country, I mean, we just had to have a special edition of the Topics this evening. So if you're a first-time listener, just want to thank you, welcome you to the platform. And the Topics also is an educational show. It's a community show where we just non-political and we just talk about the issues in a positive way and find different ways of solving some of these problems that we're having on the island. So let me say thanks to you all for tuning in Real Entertainment Network, and another Friday evening you could be using doing anything of your time. It's the weekend, you have work all week, and it's your time to relax, but you find it the best thing to listen to us. I mean, as we know, we have viewers who say they don't miss our shows, and when the laptop, their phone is off and all these things, people are very, very committed. So because of that, we dedicate our time and commit to you as a people who have that interest in what we have to say. So, yes, and electricity is something that is just like food security. Everyone should have the access to food to eat, and the same thing is electricity. Okay, without electricity, there's a lot of stuff you can't really do. Every error is always a modern error, eh? And we should always remember that every era we live in as a race is always modern at that present time. Because we're always living within the future, past, and present. But we're not taught like that. So sometimes we have to educate ourselves and learn who we are as a people, connect with ourselves, and realize the system surrounding us, where our own people is who enslaving us and having us to think that the resources of the people belongs to those we put in there to represent them and put them in control. But those errors have done with. We can see through every inch and scringe where we know are being conned. It's Pansy scheme. You see what I mean? In every ways. So this is any time where we should be accepting these things. You see what I mean? With all the different social services that is there, is like they have a different policies when they had the COVID, where people who should benefit of the social programs, elderly and who never work a day in their life are not benefiting, but there are people who are working and getting at the highest hinge of their position and these programs and stuff like that. But me no work for me no want in a virgin. That's how me be. Because these hands here is just working hands and not in their hard work. That is always my mentality. So when the system tell you, give you 10 years off or 1 year hard labor, you know what that they mean. Because work. Because the hardest labor is mental slavery, where you go up on a job and they want to tell you, oh, you're such a nice worker, and you and you're still afraid you can't even pay your light bill because of how the same system they're canning us. National Bank and Bank of Nevis, 51% shares belongs to us, the people, not the politicians, them, The same thing with Nevlec, Water Department, all these. I always say, now I'm going to hear Mr. Item, we, the people, should not be paying no bills. Period. Yeah. We shouldn't be paying no bills. The resources is ours. We have to get out of the mentality of this enslavement, like we're being fooled to pay bills. The highest uses of energy within St. Kitts Nevis is us, the government, the schools. You understand? The park, the community centers, the police stations, all these areas. Drive past agriculture this evening and tell me up this, light up in the hand, AC in the hand. Any government offices, any government farm, how much water leak, and they don't care about it. We got to comment on this, my virgin. When I leave this earth, everyone need to say, boy, this man died as a free man, I never was enslaved by the system. That's all I got to say. Because I live comfortable and free. Very comfortable. Because money is not my issue. I will not bend over and be a part of any kind of thing because I love money. Not gonna work. Because once you put yourself in this position, you will be enslaved. When people call the phone, you're going to get up and move. You ever see man call man phone and man get up and run like the day with the man and married to the man? What they got upon them, so? These are what we're into. Because you cannot tell me in this present time, my light bill, just draw reference, is $413, and the surcharge is $383 and change. So my overall bill like $800 and something dollars. So now me have to go for an extra $400 to give myself. Because remember, never like a mine, you know. Never like a mine. Never now the ministers the one a mine they be, a you want to be. Remember that. So whatever things, so if the last 4 years, as the premier say, he was doing us a favor. And in my own word, we are being ungrateful because he has been giving us a favor. But remember, he get the same favor too from we own self. So when they come to attack, they have to put themselves in the position because they say, oh, you're in term, yes, how many talk, no, come me talk one. So how are you see that information from the premier on this last one? Is we're being ungrateful because we're doing us a favor for the last 4 years. And so the people of Nevis, cause they were, eyes are kept, were always a keep. We never stop keep yet. And all them agree to the war too. Because they sign up on the UN and they can't talk out against the war. So not take them on. Then I would never say Israel wrong. So they have to speak politically right. So all them agreeing with it. They not say they're going to continue doing business with Cuba. They not do it. You see? So all them agree with these things. So they're having us like idiot. So because of that, and wherever prices and wherever cars, you see the video I just played that says so long to talk about we're 30 years behind, 40 years behind. We should have never have no issue when it comes to proper roads, no kind of proper infrastructure with the kind of money have passed around here. And money that is still in giving out to all these institutions around here. And presently in this time here, you see the former Prime Minister, Mr. Denzel Douglas, talking about encouraging the people to go march, you know, when he's the Prime Minister, to go march, keep on the high cost electricity. And in present day term, saying it's still around 6 wherever temporary generator at some kind of millions of dollars a year time, over 20, nearly 20, 30 something, what, $10 million a year. So over $20 million in 2 years. Still can't get the power right. Still can't get water right. And people making excuses and playing. Virgin, these things are simple, you know. These things are very simple. Anybody can run the country, just have to mean well. If the people are allowed to buy shares within their own systems and they be a part of the system itself, everybody live comfortable. Because we all have been allowed to buy shares with $4. Because the resources is ours. And then these guys making macro, we encourage us to march and to say renewable energy and all these things, and they choose not to do it. You see what I mean? But and they just, and because of these things, yeah.
The system that you just refer to, where you say the people can invest in it and so on. I guess you're looking at people buying shares and so on and investing in the electric company and things like that, right?
Of course. Yes.
Who will manage such a system? You're gonna leave
the people itself. We don't want. The people itself. We don't want the people itself. You see just again over there in Africa with Abraham Traore. It's just simple as so. Us.
Meaning
we.
Meaning you're gonna have the private sector managing it and not necessarily.
No. Us. I say us. We. It could be you. It could be anybody. We don't care. We don't want these here. We don't want none of them. Once they dealing with this, we don't want it. Because nothing going to change. Nothing going to change, Virgin. Sink it down and up in a surcharge. And the former Prime Minister got the people a march and their own self. And you see, I lead them to slaughter. This is Jim Jones. You see that Jim Jones think I drink poison. And they say they do to them and not me, you know. Because me could say me, I know shot. And the churches, all these institutions are supposed to be pillars of society, sitting down because they're benefiting. So they can't speak up, my virgin. As I say, I could keep quiet, you know. Because I don't need current. I could light lamp. Nothing is wrong with lamp. I understand flam, I understand candle. Because as I grow up, it never leave me. I always live as comfortable as I want, no matter what house I live, what a car I drive. Me could walk, drop, catch bus. Me not feel nowhere like, no, nothing not bad. I can inferiority there to think I'm built. No, nobody above me. You understand? Not a soul above me. And that's why I teach my children them and them who close to me. Our issue is not those who don't look like us in my virgin. Because we here is not governed by no different ethnic group or anything like that, no Caucasian, no Indians, no this, no that. We have been governed by ourselves. So me not playing a blame game. You see what I mean? People who are enslaving us. So they need, so them want to bring all these information here with all these different people to build all these cities. So they don't have energy from. I listened to talk to the Wednesday, Marisha read out some numbers of different stuff where this Destiny want to bring 94 megawatts of power. Well, we're going to send current to Montserrat, to Anguilla. You're going to sell current to Puerto Rico. You're going to sell current back to Nevis. Well, where you need on current there for? I remember back in the, it's when NIP was in power, they did a wind farm, but no, nothing no spin. I don't know what's going on with that. I hear talking about renewable energy when it comes to garbage and stuff from Prime Minister Bankie some years ago and stuff like that and different stuff. I hear about solar farms and the team unity. You see what I mean? I hear about God knows when. So right now, I don't want to hear the word geothermal from nobody because unless you can bring these prices to me, how much you're going to cost for exploration, how much you're going to cost to set up this, at which point. Up to nobody could give you a total figure, my virgin. And anyway, going to go and do anything, I estimate to do anything, you got to send in an invoice. So how the hell you have intelligent people who have hundreds of years of schooling and all these doctors and all this different stuff behind them name auditors to tell you how long and how much the estimate going to be to get geothermal in place? Well, who them a fool? These people is just like the central bank who building a house up there for the governor. They're supposed to cost X amount of $1 million and the price triple and them supposed to be in charge with money. But the people who quote money every day is the worst people to lead you. We existed for over millions years in all these times. We biggest problem is ourselves. That is our biggest problem, is ourselves. You see what I mean? We're here encouraging to bring a thing here, a private entity, one all these powers, all this thing, one build a 15-foot wall, all this, not paying a duty, not paying a tax, don't come out 21, mingle with us, go back in, but we can't go back in the way we want. We got to be controlled and moving like a sheep, and move back out like a sheep when night time come. And we don't get some work, so we can build with one city. We don't believe in ourselves. We have the best contractors, the best engineers around here, the best. Ain't nobody in the world better than we when it comes to building. I've been around people who do it. Nobody better than we. Our building codes and the way we do things is different from a lot of places around us, plus because of our soil type too. Make it better and make us have stronger homes on how we do things. But we just can ourselves over because of love of money and different systems and greed and some men have and some females have around here. And this goes throughout the whole Caribbean world. You understand? You can't tell me, virgin, people, you cut off people current and them own current. When we the system, not pay with one bill, but we the poor man pay with bills all the time. We pay with bills. Me never get cut off yet. What's water bill or whatever. But you can get cut off, come in a business. Because I'm always willing to stand and rebel, you know. Me have no problem with rebelling, because I want me accustomed to. Because the system caused me to be this way. You see what I mean? Because of false pretense. I mean, not fake with people. That's why I just tend to keep to myself more times and educate who want to listen because of arrogance. Because, Virgin, there are people who get in cut out of other people. Okay, Yahsonn not an excavator. Yahsonn not an backboard. Yahsonn hire me who got excavator and then triple up my bill. So all this money that I go park and pass arc and how and this and that can be going towards neglect and stuff like that if you've been doing things honestly. Instead you scheme money off to here and there. You see what I mean? If things are rough in a virgin car, the gas pump high, you know. People are bad about the food, you know. Can me hear it every day, can me the farmer, you know. Me the farmers, me know it. I may do this for years. I work with people throughout the island for years. And the years people are crying. So farmer got high water bill to pay, high seeds, high fuel, high everything. But the cost of the food supposed to remain the same. The cost of the ton hand food supposed to remain the same. But no, but them keep the food the highest. The supermarket keep the food the highest. But then you say give man a double electricity bill. And then we're supposed to just say it's okay. And then we're supposed to say, Lord, but the premier been work with us the last 4 years, so Lord, we appreciate it. No. You are our slaves. You listen to what we say. You not dictate what you want to us. And say you walk. I get to the mind frame there. I in the wrong mind frame. I spell look. The people is in this time, people sitting to what it is. See how long Douglas attack like us. So that 2012, this is 2026. When electricity bill still high, in a change, it's still high. Where the renewable energy there, where the solar there, where the solar farm there, neither thinking Nevis have none. All you see got solar panel is them big businesses, RAM, TDC and them there, the elites. You see me? And a few 1 or 2 homes who could afford it, we can still tax you out of port upon these things. But in these times, the people get in 2 barrel or 3 barrel every quarter. They need to, every month, they should be getting a free barrel of food. These are the reality. I'm not supposed to say these are examples. These are who are getting power, supposed to attack. All who like to cost. That's the people. Tell them these things. But if the people, them now afraid for themselves, they don't continue to be like a sheep, people are like a sheep, you know. Because they not demand things, they're supposed to demand things. Shut down the system, no show up to work, everybody hold one head. Let us see how much money they lose when they shut down the system for 1 day. Show them. Shut down everything, nobody show up to work. Shut it down for a week. Me are ready to rebel. Prove a point. That's how you take charge of your country. Prove a point. Shut down the hotel industry. Shut down the government system. Shut down the bank. Shut down everything for a week. Yeah. Me go shut down my farm for a week. This is the reality in a virgin. And they see the kind of numbers of money and the value of them who you think they're enslaved every day. And they show appreciation to us. Shut it. Yeah. You see what Douglas say? I want it now. I want it now. Well, shut it down now. I want it now too. Shut it down. All the bars I got, shut it down. Don't show up to work. Don't show up to work at Four Seasons, to Rams, to Best Buy, to nowhere. Shut it down. Not to no church, to nothing. I guarantee you to see how it work. That's what make the Montgomery bus successful work. They shut down the system in America for over a year, my brethren. I'm telling you, for a year, these people only are capitalists. They only know money. The slavery system no work yet, brethren. Not done yet. It will never done. Ever done. You shut down things when you want in control. You understand? You shut it down. That's what you do. You see what I always shutting down stuff. Ask Kelly and all of them who on the TDC. I walk off a job, take off, shut it down. I walk off a job everywhere I go. You see I left Indian Castle, I know the outcome gonna be. You shut it down. You prove your point. You show them they can't do the work. Shut it down. I always shut down things, Virgin. Always. Walk off of things, leave things. And when I leave, you see the difference. Because we are the handle, we are the masses, we are the resources. The more the 1%. Can't let 1% intimidate you. You're mad. They don't do nothing. Nothing. You shut it down, Virgin. So I afraid to not to shop to work for a week. What happened? I'm in a better position. We don't say they not pay you. I demand what I want. Because now I have the handle. Guarantee they listen to you. Shut it down. That's what me say. Shut it down for a week. That's the test run. 1 week. You all stay home and use your time for how you all want to use it. And you see, and nobody going to. You see, when they had COVID, you shut it down for a whole week. You all make that choice. I have a call coming in here. I'm not sure if the person you want to be on hold. But Yahsonn, let me take this call. Caller, good evening. Yes, sorry about that. That was an important call. But Yahsonn, this is just as simple as thing as me, Virgin. People, if you all want to take things into your hand and moving forward and take your country in your hand, shut down the system. Shut it down. Guarantee you. Don't go to no church. Go to no school. Send the children to go not in your yard and don't support nothing for a week. You all choose it. I stand with you. Shut down everything. Let this. You see where they put panels? They put us on lockdown for a whole year. We're going to put them on lockdown for a week. One. Yes, son, somebody want to call. Let me take this call. Carlo, good evening. Welcome to the topics.
Good evening, the topics.
Yes.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
Yes. I'm listening to you.
Anyway,
There were 16 other crises, you know, so I mean, which one you choose? There were 16 other crises to the one that you... So which one you choosing? I'm just saying, you know, you on the topics, you know. Remember the song say, other people deal with opinion, we deal with facts. Maybe you're calling on the topics. All right.
All I wanted to remind you there, right?
Yes.
When you're talking about shut it down.
Uh-huh.
In Nevis especially, I talk about
yes.
When, in order for you to shut down something, people have to be united. In order to get people united, you have to have a uniter. That's somebody who are going to lead the charge, right?
Yes.
Nobody willing to make the sacrifice.
Okay.
And in order for people to get united, because you say shut down people. You got to have a union, some sort of union.
Okay.
And nobody willing to do that. So it's gonna be difficult.
So the people themselves, can't do things on their own. That's what you're trying to tell me. You need a union.
Me work around.
Yes.
And something happened or whatever, me decide shut it down. And me stop. I'm just telling me, okay, we no longer need the services.
Yeah, but that's an individual. But that's an individual. I'm just saying, if the masses decide, let's say the masses decide to do it, you're gonna fire the masses. Just let's say it happened, you fire everyone. Well, that's so. Then who you gonna hire? Then who you gonna hire?
But then from the time they fire one or two, the rest don't fall in line.
Yeah, but what I'm saying.
Family home, you know?
Okay, go ahead and go ahead. Make your point, and then we'll have something to say. Colin, go ahead.
Okay. Everybody got the lights bill they want to pay.
Yes.
You see how high the lights bill they got and they say. So when the Rams decide they're gonna fire Bankie and me.
Yeah.
The rest gonna say, boy, I go to the mayor and me work.
Okay, I got that.
But if you have a union now, where everybody in Four Seasons, everybody in Rams.
Yes.
Everybody up and left who contribute to this union. There's money here. So if we decide, okay, we're going to strike, the union could give you a change to keep you afloat. That's our unions do. But then there is no union, there is nobody to lead. So everybody is just like, well, a sheep, you said, they scatter all over the place and they do all kind of things.
I respect your point, Carla, but I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced with that. Okay. I'm not convinced with that one there.
Okay.
All right, but I appreciate your opinion and your voice on that. Yahsonn, I appreciate the caller, but I believe in my people. You see what I mean? I always do. Sometimes it just take longer. And sometimes we have to really get out of our way and just realize this is reality. Is everyone paying these high bills? Whatever it is. If I don't, that's just the reality. So you can't tell me, because we're not a union state, these things are not possible.
Bankie.
You see what I mean? Yes.
Yes, I hear what you're saying, and I hear what the caller is saying. And I know a lot of people would also agree with the caller in the sense of how we are a Nevis, because I would have even heard that in the comment. Somebody mentioned it in the comment that, I mean, Nevis people would never do that, Bankie. I think somebody said that earlier. Nevis people would never do that. This is the night.
Well, of course. Yeah. Let me take this call here.
It's the caller's night, you know. So we open up the line from pretty early for the caller to call in. So, yes, caller.
Hello. Yes, good evening. Welcome to the topics. I'm good. You're live?
Shabazz this out.
Yes, Al, how are you doing? Yahsonn, we have a special caller here on the line. I appreciate the call. This is the new manager of Nevlec, and people, we have a special call here. So, Mr. Stapleton, welcome to the topics. Greatly appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, I had to call in. Good night to you. Good night to your callers. Good night to your co-hosts.
Yes.
I say Shabbat Shalom to them.
Yes, I appreciate it. So let the people know who is speaking. The people are in tune and they're looking forward to hear you speak and what's going on with Nevlec and the high cost of electricity and why we're at this point right now. So the floor is yours.
It's a newly appointed general manager for Nevlec, Nelson L. Stapleton. And Shabbos, I'm only calling in because of two things, right?
Yes.
It's a very hot topic, the fuel adjustment.
Yes.
And two, because I see you as a big brother.
I appreciate that.
You understand?
Of course.
I will never forget the days seeing you up on the Fish Farm block, wearing your Rodman sneakers. I wanted to.
I remember them things there.
Of course. Right.
I can't remember them things there.
Yeah. But, you know, the discussion surrounding the fuel surcharge,
yes.
You know, I believe there was a lot of misunderstanding and in some cases, misinformation surrounding the topic.
Okay.
So I thought it was really important for me to call in and to shed some light on the situation.
Appreciate that.
And enlighten the public.
Yes, I. Go ahead.
So the tariff adjustment and the fuel surcharge, these are what? Two related topics concerning the cost of electricity. Back in 2024, we had a tariff increase. And if you do some Google search, when the tariff and the fuel surcharge, as I mentioned, is two different things. So the tariff basically takes care of operating costs, and the fuel surcharge takes care of the cost for electricity.
Yes.
All right? So we had a tariff adjustment back in 2024. It was really intended for Nevlec to meet its operational costs.
Okay.
You know, supporting the reliability of the system, and it was also to help to reduce the need to apply the fuel surcharge. But of late, let me go back to 2022.
Yes.
We would have relieved the consumers, the residential consumers, and removed the fuel surcharge. The fuel surcharge was only applied to commercial customers. And it was capped at 65 cents.
Okay.
So I hope you're taking note. It was capped at 65 cents.
Yes.
And it was removed for residential.
Before it was removed, when it was removed, what it was then for residential? Can you remember?
I can't remember. But it would have been based on the cost of fuel. So it would have been adjusting.
Okay.
So it depending on how fuel, the price of fuel was, one price it could be low, next price it could be high.
Of course.
So when it was reintroduced,
yes,
they reintroduced it as a moving average.
Okay.
So it kind of smooth out the curve. So it's not going up and down like a roller coaster. It was just gonna go smooth. So when it was reintroduced in 2024, it was only applied for commercial customers.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
But since the beginning of the year and since the war started, it was January. We had the moving average was about 42 cents. The actual was 43 cents. So the variance was about plus 1 cent. February, the moving average, and this was only for commercial customers.
Okay.
The moving average was 41 cents. The actual was 38 cents. So the variance was -3. In March, it was 41. The actual was 39. That's -2. In April now, now, we started to see a drastic increase. So the moving average was 43, then the actual cost jumped to 53 cents. So in May, the moving was 48 cents and the actual was 76 cents. So that's 28 cents. And in June, the moving average would have been 55 cents and the actual 79 cents. That's 24 cents. So Bankie, you understand the need for reapplying the surcharge.
Yes.
Because residential wasn't paying the fuel surcharge, and then the commercial customers still was getting a break. It was capped at 65 cents. So we had to reintroduce it. It takes money to run a power company, and it takes more for the fuel. So we had to reintroduce it, and we didn't even reintroduce the full fuel surcharge, which would have been the 79 cents for residential customers. We reintroduced it at 69 cents to help towards going towards the fuel.
Okay, let me say this, Mr. Stapleton. One of the things I don't think the general public is upset about also is there was no PRO leading up to the time, so you had like a time to adjust. So you start off whether it's by 5%, 10%, and the increase and reach up at least within over a 1 year, a 10-month period. It was just slapped on, boom. You see, so something really catch people off guard in a sense. And plus, sinkers don't pay surcharges, and they feel really affecting sinkers too, and we have federation at the same time.
First, I'll say,
yes.
We accept that community is important.
Yes.
Especially on matters that affect customer bills.
Definitely.
The notice has now been issued, and the explanation for the reason and for the adjustment is actually out.
So you see, when something is done. So you see, like no. Wait. Go ahead. Let's speak.
Continue to improve and how we communicate. Let me go to. You mentioned Synkits.
Yes.
Synkits and Nevis. We are Nevlec and Skyrocketing. We are two different companies.
Yes.
I want you to understand that.
Of course.
And going back to as far as, because I used to work at Skyrocketing, I'm going back to as far as maybe 2014. Residential customers in Synkits they wasn't being charged for fuel. They don't pay the fuel surcharge.
Yes.
And on top of that, if they burn, I think, less than 200 units, the bill could cut in half. We never said that.
Yes.
You would have, and a large portion of that would have been coming from the CBI. We weren't privy to that. Right? So we don't have the CBI. We pay our own bills. The government of Synkits decided to do that for Synkits.
Yes.
All right. So I want you to get that clear.
I appreciate that.
And the war was going on.
Yes.
And you could imagine the war started just around the beginning of the year. And you must give us some credit because we held off, hoping that the war would end. We somewhat level out. But then it kept raising, so we had to reintroduce the fuel surcharge.
Okay, so currently, so with Nevlec, right, as a subsidiary of the government, we the people which is who own the government, in a sense, people like me who have a home and others who are listening, most of us pay our bills, but the government is the highest usage on the island apart from hotels and stuff when it comes to energy. And so how well do they pay the bills? And the people will say we must save anybody, the government, by agriculture and the government office and AC, everyone and lights, everyone and and something. So how will you see what I mean? So a lot of wastage is going on within those parks and basketball courts. Growing up at the basketball court, there were people who used to manage those areas and turn off the lights and that. I'm up in the mountain. I would say the mountain chocolates on for days and all these things. You see? So how can we get these things, put people that manage and make sure these things are off, because these are where we can save and not have high fuel surcharge on the people, because the money still is ours. So how going forward, and what adjustment will people make when it comes to we call it this electricity surcharge? I would love to get an adjustment if a grace period is put in place for the rest of the year, and then the surcharge could probably start next year. But I don't think this is a good time to bring out the surcharge. That can work. That can be pulled back.
But it's not fixing a Bankie.
Mm-hmm.
The reintroduction of the fuel surcharge is not fixed.
Okay.
We are monitoring it,
mm-hmm.
and it will be adjusted accordingly. You hit a very serious point, which is conservation of energy. And
yes.
We're asking not just government, but we're asking our government, residential and commercial alike, to start to conserve energy. Energy conservation is key. Right now we're pushing for the geothermal. We're looking at alternative sources of energy, geothermal and solar. And there's a low-hanging fruit we are actually trying to get to as well, which is energy efficiency. So we're asking our consumers to, where possible, to purchase energy efficiency appliances. If you're purchasing lights, buy LED lights. We pushed out a number of tips to conserve energy. When you're ironing in bulk, ensure that your fridge is closed. Your ACs, don't run them all night. I don't know if you hear something in the background. I'm actually pushing a Lasco.
The fan? What do you mean, the fan or the AC?
As a fan, I'm using.
Okay.
I'm using a fan. I'm not using the AC.
Me just asking. Me don't know. Just making sure. Me don't know your use. Asking.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying. So these are ways you're going to be saving on electricity.
Yes.
And personal advice,
mm-hmm.
because we're talking about energy.
Yes.
And we only talk about energy in electricity.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come around diesel and cars, car well, just don't drive up and down because you want to be driving up and down. So we do understand the customer's going to be paying a higher price. And of course, you're going to have to be cutting back in some ways. Maybe to contribute to electricity bill. Right? I was just in Barbados like 4 weeks ago at an energy conference, and the Minister for Energy came on stage and had to break the news. The price for gasoline is now going to jump from 384 to 401, and they had to pass it on. I'll go even further that Anglite, their fuel surcharge jumped from 44 cents to 88 cents, and they further went to $1.04. I saw an article and a video in St. Vincent that the fuel surcharge is the highest it's ever been. And keep in mind, we would have been our residential customers for a number of months. I want you to understand that, even years, we shielded our customers from that. So we only know reintroducing the fuel surcharge. And these utilities would have been passing the fuel surcharge on for the period of time. So, give us a little bit of credit, Shabazz.
I want to give you more than credit. We want some credit too, because remember, we were the power plant, So when we say we included too, that's what we want to do, remember? So when the journal and the president of the country, we are a part of the we. It's not like the we belongs to So remember, you are looking for us. So that's why I always figure. So even if the bill, the surcharge was 28 million, the government will carry it, and we are carrying it. Let go for next 28 million. Cause money there.
But Shabazz, you got to go back to and understand what I said first.
I hear everything you say.
Okay.
Of course, I hear what you say.
Uh-huh.
I hear everything you say, from the 30 cents to the 31 cents, where they move minus 20 plus 1 and plus, then they go up to 30, 48 cents. But Mr. Let's take that. The point is where money be. You see what I mean? We should don't have solar panels and acres of solar panels. You see what I mean? With a lot of money that passed to us, we at this point with 2026 is no reason we are no more efficient with energy when it comes to solar, wind, and all these things.
So Shabazz, as I mentioned, we're not just sitting back and twiggling our thumbs, right? We are actually pursuing some drilling for some production wells. 3 production wells and 2 injection wells. And hopefully we could get at least 30 megawatts from these wells.
So you're talking about geothermal?
Geothermal.
Okay. The question is, right?
Go ahead.
Well, there's a manager. How much does it will cost to do the production well? And once you get the production well, the machine to get the energy into a unit, that's the next stage. So, what you've been around all these areas? Because you've been in electricity for over 20 years. What does it cost from beginning to a stage to get geothermal to my home into the grid? Overall, what would be a number you'll call?
Well, it all depends on the vehicle you want to drive.
Well, you're the electrician. I'm an electrician, so
it depends. You drive a fancy Lexus.
Well, you bring the electricity to my house.
You drive a little Suzuki.
Me only want current.
So it depends. It depends on the kind of vehicle you want to drive.
Just give me current.
What I will say to you is that geothermal, renewable energy is a high capital expenditure.
Yeah, but I still need numbers. Up to now, I need numbers to know from production. Because the wells been drilling for years, money being spending over and over. Gaston going to put in 10 million. The Saudis are putting this million. That the bank are putting this million. Up to now, and this is still drilling and testing and that kind of stuff. You know, make sure that I don't get nearly 100 million to a couple hundred, and me still. You see what I mean? So I'm just asking, what will be a final figure to get energy into my house? Whether it's 1 billion, whether it's 800, I just want to hear an average number. And that number is not given.
And again, I will go back to say, it depends on the vehicle.
Me not care what vehicle, okay, me not care what, me just want current.
What I will say to you,
yes.
What I will say to you, Shabazz, right?
Yes.
At the end of the day, at the end game, what we are looking at,
of course,
for El Shabazz to pay a lower electricity cost. That's what we're looking at.
For that too.
Hold on. Not only to pay a low electricity cost, right?
Yes.
But to have a sustainable grid and sustainable supply. One that's very efficient. That's at the end of the day, this is what we're pushing for.
Yeah,
so
appreciate it.
Even though we are actively pursuing and trying to get some well-drinking thermal, we also are looking into a solar farm, right? So we have a short to mid-term plan with a long-term plan. So as a general manager for now, what I'm trying to do is to stable the operations.
Beautiful.
That's key right now until we could get to renewable energy sources.
Okay.
So the guys at the power station, they are working overtime and tirelessly.
Yeah, man. Big up the man at Nevlek, of course.
We got to give him some credit.
Yeah, man. I mean, me big up Nevlek.
Yeah, man.
Of course. So them not the problem, you know.
These guys.
Them not the problem.
There are some units that at the power station.
Yes.
We should have already retired those units. We had to take them out of retirement and bring them back online. Right? So right now, and because fuel is so expensive, we have one unit, the number 8 unit, is supposed to be overhauled very shortly. It's due for overhaul. But we are now running that unit because it's one of the most efficient units.
I know.
So we're trying to run the Ratzillas.
Yes, I was just going to mention that.
Efficiency.
I was just going to
and then support the others where we need, where we have extra demand.
Okay. So right now, how does it look between now going over the next couple of months down to 'cause we're going to this is summer right now, and we're going down to into the fall in October and into the Christmas season. What can the people expect when they come in their monthly bill?
And again, we are monitoring it very closely. We and if you know how fuel works, right? I'm not an expert on the price.
Yes.
Right? But when the ship come and come out the Strait of Hormuz, it has to come all the way down, come all the way around Africa, and come all the way back up to these parts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's only when it gets to these parts is when you'll get the price. So you got ships probably coming down all the way down right now, and the prices are very high. So it's only when the price go back down and these ships come back around is when the price is going to drop.
So right now, as the people listen to your voice as the manager, you can't guarantee no relief for the rest of the year. Then going forward, you can't guarantee nothing, as you're saying.
Well, based on what I'm seeing,
yes,
with the war.
Hold the phone closer to the mic, Bankie.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So based on what I'm seeing with the war, it's gonna trend downwards. But as of now, I think it's gonna level out for at least 6 months.
What level up mean? Half price?
Okay, it's probably going to peak one more. It's probably going to go up one more, and then it's going to level out, and it's going to start coming back down. Level out means you're going to see the same prices, and then they're going to start trending downward.
So next month, and see your next $800 bill, and then the other month, and see what a $500 bill.
I can't tell what the future is. I can't tell what the future is, Bankie. But what I'm saying, if you start to conserve now, you're going to see
conserve, Bridget. Me as a conserve, what you mean? Me as a conserve, you know that. Me as a conserve. Me Mr. Conservation, you know.
But so if you can,
yes.
If you conserve, you won't see $800 bill. My bill is not 800.
Me know your bill be. What your bill be? $1? $1? Yeah, man. But appreciate.
Huh, you would not be able to hear me, right? He would not be able to
you
hear
can
me.
Hear. Of course, you can hear Yahsonn. Go ahead, Yahsonn.
Make sure if he's here,
can hear you.
My difficulty.
Go ahead, talk.
My difficulty is right. A lot of what Al is doing right now should have been done maybe even a month ago, 2 months ago, in terms of seeking to communicate with the public. Yes, we understand. I guess everybody would have understood because we would have seen it in terms of the fuel prices and so going up in terms of vehicle and so on. We would have seen the cost of living going up in terms of the prices in the supermarket because the boats, as they're talking about, same thing. Take a longer time because we depend on food overseas. So I'm saying in terms of the electricity, they could have come to the public, have some public discussion, and even as we spoke about in terms of just putting on now the whole 65 cents on the public. They could have done it in 1 or 2 ways.
69. The 69. 69.
Okay. Instead of putting on the 69 cents, you could have probably put on 20 cents for this couple months, put on the next 20 cents until you reach up to the 69 cents, and or do it in a tier service, saying, well, okay, if you use a certain amount of power, you're gonna charge X amount. If you use more than this amount, you get charged a certain amount. These are some of the things I think this is one of the things lacking. I mean, not just in Nevlec, as this is a major issue, but even in major issues when it comes to politics, that public consultation, and I think it is very much lacking. I know you said you could have done better, but I think this is more the difficulty that the public has.
Well, I think that they're doing PRO now, right, Mr. Stapleton?
No, what I said, was we accept that communication is important, and we should have done a better job.
Yes.
And I'm saying going forward, we will continue to improve on how we communicate.
Okay, so you're apologizing for what happened then.
I'm taking responsibility.
1 second, Bankie.
Go ahead, Yahsonn.
I know you said that the surcharge is not going to be, is not in stone at this point. But seeing that it's likely that you're going to get this pushback from the public, and even some of these suggestions in the sense of, okay, instead of putting on the whole 60-something cents, is there any possibility that you all will go back to the table and say, well, hey, this is what the public is saying, and let's consider this based on the fact that all of these other things are going to go up. Food prices, all these other amenities that they have to deal with, it's a tough times. And then to just drop on this, especially the householders, I mean, at this one time, I mean, any way of consideration for that and going back to the board and coming with a tier service and a percentage increase?
Good question, Yahsonn. But as I've mentioned, we are monitoring the situation very, very closely, right? And we have heard the outcry from the public.
Yes.
And again, we don't know what the fuel price is going to be.
Well, understandable. Yes.
I'm telling Bankie, it might tread upwards.
Yes.
Right. So we are still looking at it. We are still monitoring it, because if it goes to $1, God forbid, right? We're gonna have to. I can't leave it. I don't think we'll want to leave it at 69 cents.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? But if it goes down, then we could go back and give our customers a bit more relief.
Yes, and quick, you have something to say before Mr. Stapleton go?
Two quick questions. One, the wind farm over in the Pathworks area used to, from what I understand, provide at least 2.2 megawatts of power to the grid, which would have eased the power. And you all said, is there any, what is the rationale for not seeking to help or to maintain something like that? That's one. And two, I understand from the Nevis side, if people are supposed to get into solar to the level where they are going to be selling back to the grid to some extent, that there's going to be some charge or something to make that possible from Nevlex side. If so, why? If this is something that you would want to encourage. And then another thing in that same line, why is it so small that y'all would want to pay back instead of, see, you're charging 69 something, but then I'm understanding it's only about 11 cents y'all want to pay to if you're going to be paying back to the grid. I don't know how you could respond to those two questions. The one about the windmill, where y'all are not in support of, at least helping to maintain that, seeing that is a helpful renewable push as well, and then in terms of the solar.
Okay, two very good questions. We would have loved if the wind farm was online. The wind farm is a IPP, right? Independent power producer. So Nevlex don't own the wind farm, and they are currently having some troubles with some of the software. So the wind farm is down. It hasn't produced any energy since 2023.
Okay.
So if the wind farm was up, yes, and we would have definitely had the wind farm online to help us out. A few months ago, we were struggling with generation, and the wind farm would have really, really helped us out. With the 11 cents, Skyrocketing introduced a solar race project, and they're rolling out an AMI system at the moment, and the solar rise program helps, that allows you to feed back into the grid. So they're doing a net billing system. So if you feed back into the grid,
yes,
you'll retain 11 cents. So in the nighttime, if you happen to take back from the grid, then it will just be an exchange of the 11 cents. So that's the program they use.
Okay.
Nevlex has not yet adapted, but we are to see how we could do like a net billing system.
Okay. Well, Mr. Stapleton, I want to thank you, not just as a brethren, but as a professional person. You don't hear general manager from one of these entity call in and speak to general public and stuff like that. You might find a PRO person might make a statement or something like that. And if you keep this up, you're going places, my brethren.
You are my brother that. First, I should have said the two reasons why I'm calling, I should have put the second one first. You're my brother.
Yes,
I see you on the fifth and black. I look up to you.
Yes, I.
And then secondly, it's a hot topic.
Yes.
There's some understanding, and I wanted to really clear the air.
Definitely, and you put the
and then as a leader, man, you gotta bear some responsibility.
Yes, and definitely the people of Nevis, the people of St. Kitts, the word they're listening, and the people are cheering you on because it's good to see one of us, Asian, and as a young gentleman, as you know, supporting you, and just continue to be out front and forceful with the public, and the public would love that. So definitely big up yourself. You understand? Okay.
Bankie.
Taking the question. Yes, I
guess for a light moment for the last question from one of the person on the wall. Suggestion to Al. He said the premier once said that he suspended the hospital project so as to keep a good culturama. Can Nevis reduce the fuel surcharge so the people could have a good culturama?
Yeah, that's definitely a light moment. Yes, I.
Before I hop off, right?
Yes.
People that had some funny moments surrounding this thing, but Shabazz is a very serious issue.
Of course, but you have to be funny about it too. People have to have time to laugh.
I understand the light moments.
Yes.
I really want us as a
of course
this whole energy thing serious. Right?
Of course.
Because I tell you this, one of the codes I got from in Barbados to the session I went to, right? Is that the most expensive power you could no power.
Of course, definitely. Right? Okay, yes.
So it would have had days during this war when fuel was scarce.
Of course.
When the phone is ringing down because we needed diesel to put in the engines.
Yes.
Right?
Of course.
Diesel runs so low sometimes that we probably had to take on some more from inside the tank.
Okay, let me say this. Let me make a suggestion.
So hold on, Shabazz.
Yes.
So securing the energy is very, very important. And if you could now start to produce the locally,
yes,
this volatility of fuel would not affect us.
Of course. I was going to make a suggestion. I know in the US, and I'm not sure if in Canada, where there are programs where the government himself would home apply and they get solar panel on their house and stuff like that. I'm not sure if the government are working along with, which is us, and working along with Nevlec, can introduce solar panels, and the homeowners them can pay a small monthly payment because you reduce and still Nevlec get back the energy, something like that.
So we are currently working on a rapid decarbonization program. It's called the SKN 100. It's an integrated utility model.
Okay.
So you right along that lines.
Okay.
You can find out we are doing demand side management. So it's basically like you could get a pool of money.
Yes.
And the utility normally farm like a different branch. They call ESCOs, energy service companies. So the ESCOs will then come put up some solar on you, right? And then you be paying like a small monthly fee towards the solar panels.
Yes, something like that.
You're correct.
Yes.
We're looking into it. We're looking at the policies. We're looking at the framework.
Beautiful.
How open are you to waste to energy? How open are you to waste to energy projects?
He was asking about waste to energy projects.
How open is he to them?
Oh, well, from my understanding, is that we don't have enough waste.
Okay.
So we don't have enough waste to produce the energy.
All right. Well,
but what I will say, there's no better power than firm. No. There's no better power than the firm baseload power of geothermal.
Okay.
Wind and solar intermittent, because you could get 10 megawatts of power from solar, and then a cloud come, and then you don't have none at all.
True.
Which will cause some instability of the grid.
Okay, so before you go, the last and final question for you. How soon, presently, can you see we have in geothermal?
based on the timeline and the roadmap, fingers crossed, we are hoping to start drilling. Spudding is supposed to be in September.
I mean, so, count in my house, in my grid.
Count in your house?
Yes.
The timeline we have is 29-30.
2030?
Yeah.
And if 2030 come, me and you have an interview again, pant up here, you know. But this time I see your face.
Don't mind. I mean,
all right.
It's only a roadmap.
Of course.
There are so many factors could affect that.
So 2030. All right. Okay. 2029, so in 2 to 3 years, which is yes.
Shabbat, remember I told you about the overhaul of a unit.
Yes, of course.
Unit.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I was going to some of the others, and big and broad on the top says, these items may cause delay because of the war, so they lay up front.
Yes. I got you, of course.
So we have a timeline, but there are different factors that may contribute to the delay.
Yeah, man. But
and again, you got to come back soon, live.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're gonna get him on the platform. So
we're gonna reason in person, and then sometime in the near future again we come back and do this, and the people can do this too, and live and stuff like that. But greatly appreciate you calling in, my brethren. You're a man of your word. And the people of Nevis are cheering for you as a young Nevisian representing the people and looking out with the interest. You've just been put in that position. So you're going to be, watch it every time.
And before I go off here, I just want to say thanks to the hardworking folks at Neville.
Yes, sir.
These people are unbelievable. We have been producing and having a stable and reliable supply over the past couple of years. I travel a lot.
Of course.
And sometimes I go to different places and power going out. It doesn't often happen here.
Yes.
We had some problems last night, and then those guys worked through the night to get the power back on.
No, man. Never got some of the best workers on the island, and they live here and travel going through the Caribbean and help other people when they're having crisis. So we always definitely big up Neville. If any issues, I call my virgin Bankie, homie, you understand? So big up all the man, them and Neville every time. And within, was things started out, Nella, Kimo, the whole crew, Billy, everybody, you understand, Judy. We are one family in a virgin. So it's supposed to be. I know love last, we're just speaking it, and you representing the people, so I got to big you up, enough respect. I think they made the right choice. So big up yourself, my virgin.
Give thanks.
And keep representing the people, you know?
Every time.
Yeah, man, bless. Yes, I give this gentleman enough props, plenty props, because many people will not call in on this show as they're in position and represent the people that they should. So despite of what it is, the man have stick to his word. I'll maybe forget the man supposed to call in and all. That is the whole point. You see what I mean? So my brethren, genuine, plenty love, and keep your head up high.
Yeah,
and when you all see this gentleman, show a lot of love, and everything will start itself first. But still, we have to beat the drum. Guide your son.
Yeah, I was gonna say I give thanks for him calling in. I mean, yeah, but it gotta be that you didn't remember, because we didn't even mention it at the top of the show, you know. But give thanks that he called in. I look forward to having him back, because I realized too that there were a number of questions that were on the board for him and so on, and I know that a lot more people would have wanted to ask him questions.
We're gonna get you the questions then. We could take a break after this deep conversation with the general manager, and we go to the question, and the line is open after we go to the question where people can call in and share whatever ideas they have as they put it in.
I'm just saying that the conversation was a good conversation, and as you mentioned, you know, it takes a lot, because a lot of people in his position, especially seeing that it is a spicy topic right now, and as he mentioned as well, that it is a hot topic, and to stand up and take accountability as well as manager, as the head of the company, and say, hey, yes, we fall short, we should have communicated a lot more with the people. And you know, the fact that, you know, he realized that, you know, it is an issue, and there's a possibility that based on the pushback from the people that, you know, because as you mentioned, it comes down to the people and the voice of the people. We are the masses. The problem I have, like I said though, and this is not just because it is this issue with electricity, but this is the major problem that we are having here in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. where these people who we hire and put in these positions in the end think that they don't have to come to us and consult with us and speak to us and things that they're going to do that are going to affect us. And that is the problem. That is the major problem that we have. Y'all are not our bosses. Y'all are not supposed to be trying to dictate to us. And y'all are moving as if like that is the way it is. When in reality, y'all are supposed to come and consult with the people. Something like this should have taken a bit of consultation. Hey, people, I mean, some of y'all got platforms. Y'all on the radio station, y'all on different outlets, y'all on social media and so on.
Okay.
Yes, is a caller?
No, we could take a break.
Okay, and
if
then
the technician is around, we can take a break, and then we come back after the break. We play the tape again with Douglas for those who tuning in, and then we go back into some of the
Okay, no problem.
a little bit. So, if technician, just let us know when you're available, and then we take a break. When we come back in from the break, we play the tape again with Mr. Douglas, and then we can show my bill so the folks see main line about the cost of my bill and stuff. And as you see, the manager called in and spoke about the reason. Yes.
I was gonna say in the meantime, while the technician is not ready, I guess I could start going through some of the comments. Starting from the top, but there's a lot of comments for this evening. Susie Warner says, good night. Violina Ali says, good evening all. We have okay, Violina Ali says, Nevis people will never do that, Bankie. Delicious Nichols Brown says, greetings, Bankie and Tafari, blessings. Susie Warner says, facts, Bankie. Delicious says, Bankie, I wish I was home to join you. I have changed my flight to join in a March and was not impressed with the turnout. We freed who? Susie says it starts with one person. Susie says Fidel Castro started his one-man protest as a young college student in Cuba. He managed to convince a few of his fellow classmates. It turned into a revolution. Delicious Nichols Brown says newly appointed since the increase went into effect, because where was he to send out notice to the public? Is it he who dropped the ball, Mr. Stapleton? Okay, and don't let them make you no scapegoat. This was on the table before you took over. Al, if the NIA owns Nevlec, was more responsible. The technician ready?
We can go in. The technician are ready, so you can take the break and then we show the video. Then we can get the comment.
I will just do that until the technician is ready. So if he's ready, go ahead.
Yeah. I realize it. Technician, when you're ready, we go into the break, and then we come back into the video, and then back into the comment and stuff like. I think so. The technician wasn't there. Go ahead, Yahsonn. Go ahead. Till you come back. Your things, you make pause?
Oh, sorry. I was saying my mic was on mute. I was saying usually when he's ready, I will see something slide across the screen, but I didn't see anything, so that's why I was just trying to go through the comments. So Susie says the car should not double due to the war. I can understand an increase, but not 100%. Susie Warner says he was sent on by Mark. It's damage control, but at least he came.
No.
People will have their views.
I understand, but they have to. I know, but I have to correct that. No, but remember, Yahsonn, they still got to correct it because I'm the one who spoke to him and we come at the farmer with reason. I think it's in the interest. It will be the best thing if he can call in. I appreciate him. As I said, I reach out to him, but so I appreciate him. So I just had to put that. I'm the one who reached out to him, and he did stick to his word. That's why I mentioned you're a man of your word, because I had the conversation with him. Because it was the right thing to do for, and he did call in. So I just got to make that clear. Yes.
And then Barbara Jones said, you put the cat before the horse, in advance. So as the head of the department, you should have had enough sense to let the consumers know before you implement the exorbitant increase. So you're saying that other countries notify their customers in advance. Bankie, the premier, said on his show the NIA is paying sometimes up to 700,000 to Nevlec a month. He went on to say that it was a point where where is a comment? It was a point where they were in such a bad position, they wrote Nevlec a check for $7 million. Craziness. The poor man
Yeah, but because they had old Nevlec, That's where that we went to check the narrator check be carry love Nevlec. They would be carry old Nevlec.
No. She was saying that
Why did you help them?
They were in so much arrears that they had to reach up to do that. So that's why they were pointing
But
out.
arrears by who? So they were up to date with the bills. Are we behind?
By the government.
Yeah, but I'm saying. Yeah, but the government paying $700 a month. I mean, they still pay up the bill. Then I mean, we seen the bill.
So what she was saying, what the person says, Bankie, the premier said on his show that the NIA is paying something up to 700,000 to Nevlec a month. He went on to say that it was a point where it was in such a bad position, they wrote Nevlec a check for $7 million. Craziness. And I was saying that he was in such a bad position that he reached up to that. Anyway,
I got you.
Susie Warner says, delicious with this British accent as well. Solar Farm, I don't know about that, and Hurricane and Sea Blast. Okay. Susie, I realize they never lower the price of fuel when it goes down. It's not fair to the consumers. The energy crisis, Kelvin Daly says, the energy crisis we are facing is far above the GM's pay grade. The NIA dropped the ball on renewable energy. Geothermal, wind energy, and solar are not in the mix. What is Nevlec going to do to recover the millions owed by the NIA? I can't do anything. The decision as to the level of surcharge is the premier's to make. Okay, let's see over on the YouTube section. We have still waiting to see that little signal.
No, the technician ain't no good thing. The technician ain't home. I the comments I make a mistake and so it was my fault. Yeah, so go ahead, do you think? But the lines are open if anyone want to call in to may have any comment to say.
1-869-662-7196. That's 1-869-662-7196. Tonight is your night. Tonight is your night to just call in and weigh in and give your views and opinions. We would have had the general manager of Nevlec a bit earlier on speaking to us, and you can weigh in and give your views and opinions. So a caller is coming in. So yeah.
Yes. Caller, good evening.
Good evening. I'm just calling in to say thank you for having Mr. Stapleton on the show. It was a good show, good information.
Greatly appreciated.
I appreciate his respect for the people.
Yes.
I also heard him say something about talking about the surcharge, the fuel surcharge, and CBI, and they don't pay to St. Kitts because the St. Kitts government didn't allow it, or words to that effect. So who is the St. Kitts government? I didn't know St. Kitts had a government.
I got you. That's a good one. St. Kitts Nevis government.
To get him to answer, but I couldn't get him.
All right, but I think, okay, good one. That's a good one.
Government means, because if it's the federal government, if they could not have it for St. Kitts, that means they could also not have it for Nevis.
Of course.
So I don't understand.
Good point, Carla.
Thank you.
Yes, and our callers are wise, very wise. And that's what real entertainment is all about. They're listening, very in tune.
I say this is the thing, Bankie, like when it's convenient, we are one federation, in the sense that, when one thing happens on St. Kitts, it is mirrored over here on Nevis. But then in some cases, the government up not to. And we could see in the recent case that when they had increased the salary for, I think it was the non-established workers or something to that effect, where they, instead of getting the 10% that was given, they were given a 5% and then a 5% and then an additional 5%. And then there are certain things that may apply to St. Kitts. And I guess this was one of the cases where certain things were done with the CBI on St. Kitts, but it was not mirrored over on Nevis. And so interesting that the caller was able to make that observation in the comment as well. So, good vibes. And like I said, for those who are listening, who are logged on, if you're logged on to YouTube, we're encouraging you to subscribe to the platform, click on the notification bell so you're informed every time we have a program. If you're on Facebook, you can also do the same. And even if you're on Facebook, you can go over to the YouTube platform because we're trying to build a YouTube platform. Go over to the YouTube platform, take 10 seconds now, go over there, click on the notification bell, subscribe to our YouTube platform. Real Entertainment Network on YouTube. Go over there, just take 10 seconds. It will help us greatly for you to subscribe to the YouTube platform. We're not asking for donation. We're not asking for money. We're just asking you to subscribe to the YouTube platform. And the number to call in is 1-869-662-7196. That's 1-869-662-7196, and that's the number to call in if you want to be in the program.
And like this, Yahsonn, the people should really be speaking, giving ideas, and not just because you see. I think when you don't read those comments, I want you to play the tape again with Douglas so they could understand the seriousness how the former Prime Minister was speaking about March and electricity. So these things are, because we really, there's no excuse whether it's war or not. These things should not be happening on the people. You understand? So when you finish up with the comments, caller, you're trying to call in. If anything happened, you can call back. We appreciate you calling in.
Oliver says, "Hi Kings, good night, bro. I'm here with you." That's Ali, the honeyman up there in St. Peter's. You can check out Ali and get fresh SKN honey, St. Kitts and Nevis honey, 100%.
Yeah, man, highest quality. Highest quality.
Mashibo or Miss Ashbo. So how do you recommend that these things be paid for? Mighty Servant says, blessings and respect to all Shabbas, everybody you are saying. We don't want are also indigenous members of the population. You are referring to us. If you don't want them, then who are the us? If you give big corporations, now I guess he's trying to say that when you were talking about earlier that we don't want them, he was saying that all of the population, even those who are in power and so on, they come from us. So when you say you don't want them, I think when I was saying who can control the company, the share, when you can set up the share, you say you don't want them deal with it.
No, but regular people remain us, regular people.
Yeah. So then he's saying that them are part of us too.
Oh yeah, of course.
Them are part of us. So they were just pointing out.
Of course, I got you. Of course.
You give the corporations and foreign governments power to feed you, you give them the power to starve you. Blessed evening, Daniel says. The ultimate clip says, greetings and blessing, mighty servant says, question to all. What is the rate of fuel ratio to kilowatt unit? Wilfred Pierce says, this matter can only be solved by government making the individual household level energy resilient. They need to remove all duties on solar panels and solar generator systems, lithium iron phosphate. Those smart meters that they installed, Jah children does the good works of Jah and always have good intentions. I'm not sure when St. Kitts and Nevis people will come together as one. COVID-19 was a real awakening, and it's like some people in the Federation got even worse. Wilfred Priest says, in St. Lucia, our utility company is controlled by the city council, government, and our national insurance company. Mighty Servant says, question to Al, poorly maintained vehicle can see it burning excessive fuel. How well are all the engines at Nevis maintained so as to avoid excessive fuel use? Good question. Point. Souls, plug out all appliances when finished. The only thing should be plugged in is your fridge. Some people don't like truth and light. The thing is, we have to focus on walking in truth and light. Those who want to be free from Babylon have their own choice to make. Wilfred Pierce says it's not only this. I have 2 solar panels, 250 watt each and a 2200 WH solar generator system, and this have cut my electricity bill by half. Our focus should not be on relying on our
Very
utility
good.
company in making individuals energy resilient. We should be focusing on off-grid systems.
Yes,
Questions
sir.
to Al. How much megawatt plant is Nevlec looking at getting for the geothermal energy to push, since power is to be sold to neighboring islands? I hope that working, sorry, Wilfred Pierce says, I hope he working on how to prepare the grid system. You see what happened to Venezuela and just recently Jamaica, what the US technology grid system done. Mighty Servant says, question to Al, as newly appointed manager, did Nevlec give you enough time to implement any measures you may have to reduce fuel surcharge, or is this something you endorse and implemented as manager? Okay, we read that one on here already. We did. We need to focus on our individual household power provision and not place our energy need on these utilities. The banks need to work with support from government. Financing from the banks and duty-free concessions for government, so solar panels and solar generators can be purchased cost effectively. You know, this is a comment that was made, right, Bankie? And I was listening to the show earlier on today with, well, it was, I guess you said it was yesterday, but with the Premier, the Honorable Conway Maynard, also Miss Parry, Joseph Parry's daughter, from Premier Joseph Parry's daughter, Honorable Joseph Parry's daughter. In their discussion, that was brought up, the point of, you know, the solar and encouraging people to get more into solar. But the minister Congress was saying that we shouldn't be seeking to focus on trying to sell back power to the grid. We should be seeking to only merely reduce our power costs. You know, try to as much as possible reduce our own power costs. And I was trying to listen to the rationale, because in one breath they're saying, you know, they want to reduce the dependency on fossil fuel, but at the same time they're still speaking in a way to try to protect Nevlec.
It's a cost. You're costing them. If they sell the energy, they have to pay up money. You're gonna add up to millions of dollars,
Yeah,
you know. So then I want that, yes, and who's then I want that?
I thought the idea is supposed to be to maybe get everybody and these renewable energy, so that they don't have to. That scale could be just a backup, that they just do when things ain't going good, or you crank up a generator a couple of days because, you know, certain things.
Well,
So
the
see,
money
they still
can
want to have a business, because a business, so they're still trying to find ways still to protect the company and keep the company alive, because it's a cash cow for them as well still.
Can you must hook up to the grid still? You must pay without you now be 100% off. They don't want you to still hook up to them. That's just what it is. It's just like your internet or certain things. You have to have a landline and all in different things and so forth, unless you have a wireless internet. You see what I mean? So certain things, how some of the companies are going to have their line away. At least, so they still getting a.
I think, Bankie, I think
yes.
that is part and parcel of the problem why they have not in all of these years that we go back to the clip that you're talking about with Douglas from 2012 or 2014.
Yeah, we want to play it again. Kaidon 930.
Renewable energy has been around for some time, and all of these options have been around. Solar. I mean, I've been telling people, even when I was in the US a couple of years back, I was telling people Nevis is perfect for a EV model, where you just try to get most of the people into electric vehicle where you could charge from home, because the Nevis is only 36 square miles. You charge up your car could last maybe a couple of days and all without charging up.
The electric vehicles you need around here is electric vehicles that have on solar panel roof, solar panel hood. Okay, you got and charge up
all of these would have been initiatives. I'm saying Nevis could have been a model. Hook up with a company out there,
still can do.
That sell electric vehicles, and say, hey,
still can do.
You ain't got no duty to bring in these vehicles here. Even just, you know what I mean? Because we're trying to make this initiative. Just like how you do it with and make sure that people get the battery packs and the solar on the house now so that they could be charging up the vehicles from solar. Actually, I didn't see it myself, but on the trip today that I was, there's actually one of those F-150 here, one of those electric F-150, Ford F-150 here on the island, where was being charged up at one of the locations that I was at today. And I mean, I found that very, very interesting, and it's been charged up by solar. So that vehicle is fully efficient. When it's going to be on the road, it doesn't, and we need to begin to think along this line, and the government need to find ways of doing this. Some of the solar solutions, it's not even just on houses, but you have solar fridges, you have solar appliances, water. There's atmospheric water generation systems where you can just use systems that make its own water by extracting the moisture from the air. And you have them in small enough sizes that you can fit into your home. So you could stop by bottled water, and you have some that you could actually even supply your whole home with those water systems. And we could have already been way ahead. I mean, we talk about the wind farm. If we were really serious, that is something that, imagine you have a company here seeking to put 2.2 megawatts of power in the grid. You're using 10 megawatts and they're giving you 2.2. So at least you're getting at least 10%. Why you not try your best to make sure you keep that thing going? That is something that I would want to think, that whatever incentives, whatever things you need to do to help to keep that company up and going, that is something that you should have been doing. But I think sometimes we don't find, when it's convenient, I mean, if it's when it's election time and this kind of time, and some of these taxes come up and so. That is how it does appear to us, the public, because, I mean, there'll be options, there'll be things that they could do. We will wait to see. I mean, I heard Mr. Stapleton earlier on talk about the progress in terms of geothermal, and I really look forward to having him back on sound, because we can't just have these havoc kind of conversations. We need more PRO and so on in terms of this, in order to win public confidence in these things. Otherwise, these things are just going to be seen or taken as political gimmick, because we know that election is constitutionally due by 2027, and we know that it is for both islands, and we could see that campaign is ramping up. So how do we differentiate as the masses who have seen and heard these things talking for years? I mean, Dominica meeting don't turn on the switch, and Dominica came to Nevis when Nevis was talking about geothermal 10, 15, nearly 20 years ago. So we're hearing about drilling again, and we would have heard of a well, one of the most recent wells that was dug, that had to be clogged up with concrete because $5 million just gone on the drain because a lot of whatever the issue. So the people have genuine concerns, and I think this is the time where we really need a lot more public consultation. And at the end of the day, it comes down to the masses. It comes down to the people. People, we can come here, we can talk, we can come here and we can bring the issues and we can bring the topics to the fore. But at the end of the day, it comes down to you all. If you all are going to allow them to continue to use reverse psychology, because see, in the next couple of months, a lot of you, even if you all got big bad dog and so, your dog gonna get accustomed to these politicians, because they're gonna be around your house so often that the dog gonna stop back after them for the next 6 months. And then after that, you ain't gonna see them again. You got to go make an appointment to see them. The same games are played, and you all allow it to be played, and they use reverse psychology. We at that time they know that they got to humble to you all because they need the X. After they get the X now, then you got to go make some appointment for them, and then they go and do what they want to do without consulting with you. You all need to start to demand consultation. Let them know that you all are the bosses. Let them stop playing the game of divide and rule and conquer. Put you up against one another, across one another, for a party, for a color. When at the end of the day, they're casting you. See, then a consult with you just put on the 56, 69 cents or how much ever cents it is. No consultation, blah. You just get a bill and they suck about you when it could be tiered. They could have consulted you, let you know that, I mean, this is just the reality that we have to deal with as a people. And when you come and you speak, sometimes people think that, oh, you're playing party politics with issues, but the people have to realize that there are things that are national issues. That issues that you don't have, these don't come down to parties and politics. Same issue with St. Lucia. Over 30 years ago, we in St. Lucia talking of geothermal energy. We have the free resources, but nothing done. I mean, solar energy. I am happy to see people like Rams and Best Buy, not Best Buy. I see Rams and Hasford's Value Mart, and well, I hear you say TDC, but I haven't really seen TDC. You know, have on solar, which is seeking to reduce their electricity. I'm hopeful that a lot more could be done to encourage locals to get into solar. I've heard that on the Nevis end that the government is looking to have some charge to pay some kind of fee to get on the grid or something like that. I want to think that when it comes to these things, Bankie, you're supposed to be trying to encourage people, not trying to put something to still hamper you. This is time to just say, hey, get in your thing. We're going to give you duty free to bring them in. We could even assist you in getting them set up. Maybe put a bank to Sewell or some institution to Sewell.
Yeah, but Mr. Stapleton just spoke about he spoke an entity going to they're working on something like that where you can get the panels and the payment time and the kind of things there.
Wonderful, that'd be great.
He spoke on that. I asked him about something like that about the
private company. But I mean,
well, them and the skeleton, Nevlek and wherever they're working on with some.
Yes.
But something like that they're working on already.
Yeah, I mean, people, the numbers to call in. You know, we still got a couple more minutes, and you can weigh in and give your views and opinions. The number to call in is 1-869-662-7196. That's 1-869-662-7196. Tell the brother I hope he is factoring the US technology. So Al's call was planned, and here I was thinking it was spontaneous and driven by moved to clarify at the moment. These people can only be accountable to us if we hold them accountable to us. What does MRC? Okay, I'm not sure. That thought probably was not complete. Okay. Point to consider, as I inadvertently said, that the fuel surcharge will increase, and increase is coming before the ships with the low oil prices come back around. Wilfred Pierce says, you are so right, Brother Yahsonn. Mighty Servant says there is a hybrid, several full electric hybrid vehicles on the island in the Federation. Wilfred says same is okay, so I read that already. Okay, so yeah, I think I've seen a couple of electric vehicles, but I'm saying that we need to push a little bit more for that. I'm hopeful that there's some push as well in terms of educating the mechanics, because that is going to be critical as well, because it's going to be a different type of engineering that the mechanics are going to have to deal with as we make that push. So that push is going to have to be as well thought out as well. I hope that would have been done over the years, that we would have trained people to work on these electric vehicles. And Nevis can be a nice demo model. 36 square miles, it's something to encourage at least. Just because they were trying to do a 25 by 25 agenda, we can do a, but 2030 agenda and get at least 50% or 75% electric vehicles. Find some way of encouraging and motivating that, teaming up with one or two companies, let them come in and have some kind of exchange with us. Our people can go out and train, and then we could be, in a way, maybe even getting one of them to manufacture something, those kind of vehicles here. I mean, there's so much possibilities that we can open up ourselves to where these things are concerned, and we could get ourselves aligned. Nevis is very, very small. And I think it could be that model that we can be energy efficient. And by the time we get geothermal again, and you're charging up with geothermal, oh man, charging up your car with geothermal, come on, Bankie. So people, the possibilities are there, but in the interim, solar is there. We can use solar.
Well,
There's wind technology as well too. There's some small windmills that you can put on your home as well. There is waste to energy in the sense of Bankie. You know what I note over here, right? A lot of people don't use, let's say, generators or heaters and so on that are operated by propane. I find in the US and some other territories that is a way of energy. And I'm saying this because I am speaking with a company right now that is in the process of they use organic matter to create that methane, whether it's waste from the animal pens and or your composting and so on. Using back the methane now to you could either eventually bottle it, just like how you bottle propane, and or you can have it in those big canisters where you could use for heating in your greenhouses or air conditioner, whatever it is in terms of a power source. So it can also be an alternative power source. These are things that have been around, and we have a lot of organic matter around. Instead of burning all of it, we can be utilizing it to create power, a power source which will still give you byproducts like biochar and bio oils that can be then eventually refined down to jet fuel and gasoline and diesel and things like that. So there are options. There are options that are available, but we would have to really open our minds to these things. And this is why I was asking all about that, because it's not just necessarily the waste that is in the landfill, but we can take care of that as well too, because we have a problem with our landfills. So some of these alternatives are things that we could really consider. We right now just thinking about shipping out the plastic, but we can also really zoom in on the organic matter in terms of when we push down trees and so on, shred them, we could turn them into compost, we could turn them into mulch. So there are a lot of different options. I see somebody here saying there are endless propane run generators on the island. That's wonderful. So imagine now that they would be using now organic propane, liquid gas, so to speak, that is made from plants, or that is derived from plants and organic matter. So these are things that we can do to help with reduction of energy sources and so on. People, the number to call in 1-869-662-7196. We're in. We are as much as possible trying to read the comments that comes in. People had a 25% increase, and it was tiered. True Tafari, they need to deal with the people properly. Nevis is small. If they tell people something by mouth at 2 o'clock, by 2:10, everybody don't know, right? And so yeah, it come down to consultation. I think if the people were informed and were kept abreast and were in the loop and say, be a part of the decision. These are things that we as the people have to really demand. You elect these guys to represent you and see what they're saying, because you all have to realize this, because this brings me into another point, because remember, right now we're at a point where decisions have continued being made for us without consultation with us. And the perfect example is the Destiny Project. No consultation with us. They were forced to bring some consultation. And when the consultation, it was only a few, and we were supposed to get some more town hall meetings. No more town hall meetings came. We have not heard from the people other than the Premier and his colleagues who speak about the Destiny. We have not heard from Mr. Yahsonn and his people. They have never come to Nevis people and bring what they're proposing to us. Even all I know, the proposal was sent to St. Kitts, and we, the public in Nevis, haven't seen it to scrutinize it, and they're telling us now, after, let's say the Prime Minister signs it, because we don't know if he's going to sign it and when he's going to sign it, but if he signs it and says yes, then the only say we will get is when it goes into Parliament. And we know that in Parliament, in the Nevis Parliament, there's no opposition that can stop it. So when it goes there, when the those in favor says aye, the ayes have it, who can stop it? So these kind of arguments, when they said, oh, well, we'll get a chance to hear it when you're done go in the house and done pass it. I mean, these are the kind of level of disrespect that have been meted out to us, the public, and we, the public, take it and then end up and play the game, and then we stop talking to one another because we think somebody supporting some party and these kind of things, and we get upset with one another and we ain't talking to one another because of politicians. And then at the end of the day, these same politicians, so you're not talking to me as a result of laughing to the bank, and you still struggling, and you know stop talking to me and now do business with me, and your business ain't striving because. So people, you know, we really got to wake up. We really got to wake up and really get to the point where the people, those who we elect to represent us, really give us the level of respect that they should, and recognize that we are the bosses. They work on behalf of us, and they only getting through with what they're doing because they realize that they could keep you all divided. And so they play the partisan political game because some people only going to listen to some that side over there. And some people only going to listen to that side over there. And so that's how decisions are made. Because they know that you all ain't going to unite. You all are not going to unite on national issues and issues that are concerning you. Because whatever the issue be, you can argue along partisan political lines. Because, okay, the government say that, all who support the government will say, yeah, they're right. Even though Iran is like a gang, they function like gangs. So if the leader of the blood say, yeah, everybody say, yeah. The leader, yeah. It's time for us to change that kind of mentality. We claim to be 90 plus literate society. We need to function as such. We need to be able to listen to all the arguments, weigh it out, and formulate opinions for yourself. Don't let nobody have to come and tell you. Don't let nobody take a little clip and give you a piece of the story. Listen to the whole thing and listen to it, what context it was said in, so that you could formulate your own opinions for yourself. Personally, I listen to all of the different talk shows in the Bankie. I listen to Mauritia. I listen to, Freedom. I listen to Win FM. I listen to Mark. I listen to Patches. I listen to all of these different people. I don't agree with all of what they say. But in order for me, personally, to critique or to justify or to respond to anything, I have to hear for myself. Me no want Bankie go come tell me what he hear. Somebody say cross the road. Me no want somebody no. Me want to hear for myself. Me want to formulate my own opinion for myself. And me ain't to the point where me could allow somebody to get to me to the point where I can't listen to them talk. How you all get so? Oh, me can't listen to he. Me can't. What make? So weak you be within your meditation that you can. Even if you not agree, me no must agree with you, but me listen and hear what you gonna say. So, Mark said in his meeting, okay, that point gone. Mark said in his meeting in New York, he has met with all of the committees and have been out in the place. What is troubling, he didn't mention he has ever met with the landowners. Why? They are the main part in this destiny thing, their lands. Stoneman Williams is saying, we the landowners have been pushed aside, but we will have our say. So, Beulah Sutton is saying, watching from US, okay. But he said USKN, but I guess maybe it's US that she meant. Okay, but Bankie, really and truly, we would have brought a very serious issue to the fore this evening, and we are very grateful for all of you who would have weighed in and made your comments. Also, for those who would have called in and contribute via calls, we want to give a special thanks to Ald Stapleton, who is the new general manager for Nevlec, and who was able to call in and help to clarify some of the issues and put some of the things into perspective. So if you're just joining the program, we would encourage you to go back and listen to the program in its entirety. A lot of information was in there, and I think he spent a good bit of time on the call. He was able to respond to a number of questions from Bankie. He was able to, respond to a number of questions from myself. Fortunately, he was not necessarily in a position to take calls, but we are definitely going to have him back on the program. This time, not in a call capacity, but next time he will be on screen like this, and he will be able to, face the questions and, face the questions from us, and get the questions from you guys, and have you guys call in and have him respond accordingly. So we look forward to that engagement. We want to encourage all of you who are logged on this evening. I know we may have some people who are listening for the first time. We're encouraging you to go over to the YouTube platform. We're going to take 5 seconds right now, and we're going to allow you. Go over to the YouTube platform. Even if you're listening to us on Facebook, go over to the YouTube platform, click on the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to the platform. Like it, share it, and also click on the notification bell so that every time we have a program, you will be notified. So you would not miss another program. And we want you as much as possible to share and encourage all who you share it to subscribe to the platform. Tell them again, Bankie, listen to all. I just put a wet cloth over my forehead for Alexis. But yeah, I mean, the reality is, sometimes you still got to listen to be able to make your own opinion. And that's how I am personally. Al ain't coming back. We're still waiting for Jensen. By Bankie, that's another thing. We may have to reach out to see if we could get Jensen to come back, on the platform. But
that's not gonna happen again. The man is no interview.
We gotta keep
you don't know. Well, I know. I don't reach out enough. I don't communicate. They not come back.
You can't be wanting to come to the country and you only have one interview with the public.
When the project start, then you're gonna come back.
No, you can't. No, we got to talk to people before the project start. The people want to know what your plans are before the project start. And
the man don't know the plans be ready. The plans, the man don't speak everything that he demands to say what all the plan is, So anyway, the 30th gonna be Destiny show.
The premier is the PRO for Destiny. The premier, sorry.
The gentleman was here. Me and you interviewed the gentleman virgin. The man said exactly what the project is all about. You don't need to hear nothing else from nobody when the man speaking his own voice. The man see what he's done. He's saying like politician. The man says so the videos is there. So the 30th of this month, we're gonna have the Destiny talk conversation again. Who?
But is a politician is his biggest PRO?
Yes, but he come here and he spoke about what the plan for the project is all about. So he have to come back.
So then now we get in a 619 then, because he not like politician, and he's a politician is his biggest PRO. He ain't coming to us to talk to us, but the politician is the one who is representing him.
Well, he have reason. He have overspoke and he have said things he's not supposed to say. So where you gonna come back from?
High electricity bills, people. What are we gonna do? The reality is, they don't increase the fuel surcharge. The reality is your bill will be increased. The reality is some of you are going to play partisan politics with the issue, and some of you are not going to want to speak up and speak out. Some of you are going to sit back and say, well, we should have tighten the belts, and we should tighten the belts, and all of these different things. And we need to. Nobody is saying that that we shouldn't be try to be energy efficient and try to do all of these little things that could save power and that you don't waste power. And I'm definitely encouraging that. definitely. But at the same time, consultation. Involve the public, involve the people who are going to be affected. This is not just a neglect issue. This is a general issue across the board, especially with our elected officials. We're seeing it where they feel like they say they make a decision on behalf of us, and or we elect them to represent us and we elect them to lead, and so they're going to lead. But leading, you know what leading means? Leading they mean that you ignore the people who you're trying to lead, who following you, Leading mean that a good leader would listen to his followers and try his best, his or her best, to see how they could accommodate them, not by trying to play dictator for them. Them things don't work. But sorry, it sometimes work because they play these psychological games, and we the masses allow them to be victorious with the reverse psychology, where they are our employees, but they turn around and play that they're our bosses, and we call them boss. And we allow them to do things without consult with us, and then we like sheep, we grumble in a corner, and we ain't say nothing, and we just walk with it. So they're accustomed to that. And when you now stand up and do what we are doing, then you look like you're the bad sheep, because now you're doing something what you ain't supposed to do, when that you're supposed to do, and that everybody's supposed to do. Hold them accountable. Hold the elected officials accountable. You understand? All right. I see the technician is here, so I don't know, technician, if you want to play the little video before we leave, play the little video.
Yeah, that's where you're gonna.
Yeah, so do that right now, yeah, man. And then we could close out on that with the closing statement. So technician, yeah, go on.
Could you put your hands together and welcome the Prime Minister to the microphone?
Comrades, there are some issues that we have to tackle. One of the issues is the high cost of electricity. My mother, when I see some people bills, I want to cry. And me ain't gonna say it's because the what list. I believe it is because things were hard. And I empathize. And we got to do something about that. And that is why on Monday we must march to do something about electricity. We got to march to do something about the electricity high rates that we are paying, and to give encouragement to your government to get involved in renewable energy to bring the cost of electricity right down. And give me the support on Labor Day when we march to bring it down. Yes. We're going to march on Labor Day to bring the electricity rates down. Nobody's supposed to be living in modern St. Kitts and Nevis and are talking about they have battle lamp and they have all kind of candle in the house. That have to stop. We're going to bring it down. We are now working on renewable energy. Last weekend I was in Washington. I had some meetings with a company that is working with Nevis on the geothermal project. Would you believe that if we were to use geothermal energy and get electricity from that, there's no surcharge at all to pay? Would you believe that? No surcharge at all. That's why I want it. I want it now. I want it now. And we're going to march on Labor Day to bring it now. We want renewable energy, geothermal, now. We want it now, 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 now. And so, we will become, St. Kitts and Nevis will become the first country in the whole Caribbean where electricity rates are the lowest. Less than even Trinidad and Tobago with all the oil that they have down there. Renewable energy. I want you to say after me. Renewable energy. Renewable energy. Renewable energy. That is the new buzzword. Renewable energy. And we're going to get it from geothermal. We're going to get it from wind energy. And we're going to get it also from solar panels. Solar panels! And so we're going to march on Labor Day to bring in renewable energy to replace energy and electricity from fossil fuel or oil. We're done with that. That is of the past. Comrades, we got to march on that and stamp on that and get rid of high electricity cost and reduce it by way of renewable energy.
And 14 years later, still no geothermal, no wind farm, no solar farm. I tell you, people, I think that, we do our best here on this platform to bring the facts and to, as much as possible, bring the issues and the topics to the fore. And we don't butter it up. We just speak it as it is. And we encourage you as much as possible to do the same. Just, be respectful. We don't have to disrespect anybody. We don't have to go on with all the pile and name calling and all of them things. And so we just put the facts out and the issues out. That's what we seek to do. And we want to take this time out to thank all of you who would have made your contributions, whether it's on the Facebook wall, whether it's on the YouTube platform, or on Twitch TV. I want to encourage all of you who would have taken the advice and gone over to the YouTube. If you are here still, everybody who is here, before you leave, go on over to the YouTube platform, click on the notification bell, subscribe, like, and share. That's all we're asking just before you leave. Bankie, I think we had a real good session this evening. I think we were able to expound on a number of issues, and with the assistance of the General Manager of Nevlec, Al Stapleton, thanks again for calling in and helping to clarify some of the issues and have at least a credible voice to add to the discussion and to the topics for this evening. So we want to thank you, Al, Mr. Stapleton, General Manager of Nevlec, and we want to thank the Nevlec team as a whole. General, like we say, I mean, we don't have much of an electrical issue here in Nevis. So the guys, continue to do a great job. And we want to continue to encourage them to continue to, keep up the good works and keep Nevis going like that. But I want to encourage Al to come back to the platform and also to ramp up his PRO team, because I think some of these things needed a bit more consultation instead of, this just abrupt thing. These things are not definitely good enough. And we as people, I would encourage our people not to continue to accept this kind of mediocrity from people who you're paying thousands of dollars to. No, this is not neglect. This is more, I'm talking about our government officials now. And those other people who are being paid thousands by our tax monies, millions in some cases, and in some cases they're not even taking on certain aspects of the portfolio, and we allow them to get away with it. Like, for example, agriculture supposed to get cannabis under the ministry, and we ain't hearing nothing from the agricultural minister where cannabis is concerned, and we allow that to just go down the road like that. So there are a number of other issues, that we allow these people to get away without any consultation. And we, the masses, until we begin to realize that it's not everything that we have to debate along political and partisan political lines. There's some things that we need to come together and get the politicians to realize that there are some issues that no care what. The people going to come together on these issues. We now go argue on parties and political, everybody feeling it. Ain't just CCM people the bill gone for, ain't just NRP people the bill gone for, everybody gone for. So what are you going to do? Say what? By me going to work with it because of my party and them kind of things? No. There are things and time when you all need to stand up and demand that those who you elect really do what they should do. And so Banky, it's getting that time where we wind up, so I'll give you the opportunity to give your closing remarks, and statements, and all of that, and thank everybody for participating. So, your closing.
Well, just want to thank the listener viewing audience for sharing their comments and being partaking in the show as usual. Give their comments and their views, and always been supportive of Real Entertainment Network and the topics. Great, we couldn't be in here doing this show without you guys. It's a Friday evening, and you guys are here standing from beginning to end, and we greatly appreciate that. We don't take your guys lightly, and we appreciate everything you guys do. And also when you all meet me and meet Yahsonn and Lino, so you appreciate listening to the show, keep up the good works and stuff like that. Also coming up next week, Tuesday, we have Henry Marsham. He's the deputy leader of a new political party over there. We plan to take part in St. Kitts and Nevis. He'll run in 11 seats. OFA. And also then the following Friday, we are on the agriculture show. We're going to be having cannabis and food security. And then on the 30th, we'll be speaking about destiny, full on, what's the plan is, and it's all about for the people to call in the same way. And then the following Friday, an special edition of the topics, Mr. Walcott Joseph Parry, the former Premier of Nevis, and nothing is off the table. We're going to speak on everything from destiny to energy, job, and food security and everything, whatever, and what we have done and what is it to move Nevis forward, and some of his plan and vision, what he see when he come with, and whatever it is when it come to conversation, what we're going to go forward. So I just want to say again for all those who tune in, those who come out and support Mansour's Last Stop and Shabazaga next. I want to give thanks. Have some guests came by for some tours. They came back and get some food today as a promise, and they messaged me let me know the best food ever. So definitely expect seeing them back again. Give thanks for support Last Stop Shabazaga next, and big up the chef, Amanis and Aisha, and all those who come out and support on a daily basis. Your kindness and your business is appreciated. My uncle Mansap took part in the agriculture sector all his life. He has transitioned, and we ain't supposed to forget those who are putting their works and can. So it's a legacy, and let's keep Man's legacy. And also big up the festival tourism coming up also in July 2nd to the 5th. That will be the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and tomorrow is the Breadfruit Festival up there in Barnesgold out and support the Breadfruit Festival up there in Barnesgold. They've been going on for a few years now, and the event have reached to a point. I think they'll have to move that event from Barnesgold and put it into the Malcolm Gishard Park, and also the Seafood Festival. I know they'll keep it in just a village, but when you have a event coming such a big, it might as well is not taking away it from the village, but it just bring it into and just make it a national event, because it's just the right thing to do. The space is just too small, and it just can make it into something much bigger where the whole island can take more part in it and everybody can benefit, but it's still run by the organizers have a say in it and stuff, right? So we really got to start look at things much different in a sense. So once again, let me say thanks again for Al Stapleton, the newly manager of the electricity department. I mean, he's been there for over 20 years, working both in Nevis, and it's good to see when you have a young person be put in place. He's qualified, he have some tough decision to make, and he's a man of his word. Because many people would ask them sometimes to in different positions to call in or to come on this show to a situation, and they're not doing it. Do you all never see the Minister of Agriculture come here where there was then some people just choose not to, only the Premier himself would come. So at the end of the day, you still gotta give kudos. So all who ever come and those suspects coming on the show is maximum respect, because we are known to asking the tough question. We're not going a tough question. You represent the people, and no question is tough. And that's just what it is. As the Premier said, we can be bouncy sometime. You duck, you hook, you knock a six, mark, you get out for duck. It's all about reasoning. And that is what the topic is all about. We welcome everyone to come to all these interviews we'll be doing here is all about free interview. But when it comes to the silly season, they will have to pay or give a little donation. Just reality, we don't have any sponsors Everyone come here, they listen to the show, they enjoy what we're doing. But we don't have any sponsors. We get one sponsor once and here for a month or a couple of weeks, and that's it. But we're just doing everything and holding on the fort here on we own. So we appreciate you to sponsor the show. I mean, if you want to take part on the podcast, let's say, have your own podcast, whether it's on a Sunday, had this or have, it doesn't matter. We are just like any other media house. We do advertisement and stuff like that. And if you work, these are things that if you want to give a donation, all those things are welcome, because we are just doing community work and using our own time, and that's just what it is. As today is no different show when it comes to the high cost of electricity, and if people who are faced with all this high responsibility when it comes to paying these bills, and then we're still getting this kind of treatment where poor PRO is being put out there, and they're supposed to be professionals and stuff like that, it shows a lot of neglect come to these things. So moving forward, we really want to have more clarity, better PRO, and now we have Mr. Stapleton in the position. I expect much better way going forward, because definitely he knows hold his foot in fire, and he started off on a good way by calling in and Shane giving the general public some assurance and what you would need moving forward and stuff like that. So I'll big up yourself, definitely. And also we'll have the plan sometime in mid-July. So we have, as you see, a stack, well-booked show coming up for you guys and stuff like that. So as I said, continue to support Real Entertainment Network and all the shows that we have here. Enough respect. And before I go, let me say, big up Legend, big up Nick Knacks, big up Cabo, and all the small businesses around here, and Nevis, and these are the same small businesses going to get increase on the electricity bill. Right, next week also going to be the music festival. A lot of people don't come in on island already, and they'll be coming and check out the farm at Master's Laptop. So we definitely appreciate stuff like that. If you want a tour, whatever, white banana, green banana, plantain, cassava, tanya, mangoes, star fruits, whatever you see, you ask for, and stuff like that. So again, big up yourself as the listeners who support Real Entertainment Network, and appreciate the love that you guys show me. Yes, son?
Yeah, man. Give thanks. It was a wonderful show, and we look forward to being with you next week. Tuesday. Well, it will be Monday on the platform with Quality Time with Alan. And we definitely want you to join in with Alan as he break down some of the global issues and topics that are around. Then on Tuesday, we'll be back with an exclusive edition of the topics. And then on next week, Friday, we have another edition of Everything Agriculture here on the platform. And so we want to thank all of you who make it your business to tune in with us. We want to encourage you before you leave to go over to the YouTube platform, click on the notification bell, subscribe to our YouTube platform. Most of the live sessions would be there on YouTube. Facebook sometimes they, only last for 3 months or a month or something like that. But they would always be there on YouTube. Yeah, Bobby Jones, I realize you came in a little bit late, but big up yourself, enough respect. A couple of comments came in at the latter end. But, we have been here for a bit. And so I just want to encourage folks to continue to support Imperial Rides, Taxi and Tours. We take you around the island, make sure that you're full joy Nevis. Nevis is the place to be. Come and enjoy some mango. Come on over tomorrow and enjoy the Breadfruit Festival. Let's enjoy some breadfruit dishes, and then you enjoy the rest of the time on the beach. And then you get your ferry back over to St. Kitts. You know what I mean? So, hey, come on over. Let's full joy Nevis. Let's become a Nevisian. You know what I mean? Just come as a visitor and leave as a Nevisian. You know what I mean? That's a meditation. You know what I mean? So, people, enough love. Everybody, guidance and protection. See you guys.
And one more thing before you go. There's a dance coming up this weekend at Saturday with Leap, and then the Sunday will be a Daddy's dance. I'll partake in the Daddy dance also. There's about at least 30 of us. We'll be having a group dance with our daughters. I mean, it'll be fun. Nobody coming first in that dance. That's all I can say. So if you want to see a man pan stay dancing with the little daughters, I know what to say, but definitely I'm ready. I'm set. in for the housing, in for the populationists and whatever it is when it comes to the youths and them. So definitely they seem to want a new thing and stuff like that. So it's the first one we end up and pull it off. So I want to say so big up all the guys them who signed up and partake in it. Maximum respect. It's just all about having fun. I mean,
Well,
we sweat like a ass and still just doing some dancing and stuff like that. But
all I need,
it will be
all
all
I
in
need,
fun. So definitely.
yeah, man. All I need to say is subscribe to the YouTube platform, click on the notification bell, and make sure you do that before we leave. I don't know if you want to even play the doggy clip to the end.
We don't play that already. We don't play that already.
And then just
No, we didn't play that. We don't play that already, man.
but we gone out of here. Subscribe to the YouTube platform, click on the notification bell, you're informed every time we have a program. Alright, people, until next week, Monday, Alan, quality time. We gone again.
Into the world, the Topiks. Bankie Yahsonn. Real conversations. Hey. Lately we be having conversations with the people, cause we feel like there's nobody really talking truth. We be having conversations with the people, cause too many media houses changing up the news. Everything was green light, now we seeing red. Everybody got opinions, few got facts instead. Into the world, the Topiks. Bankie Yahsonn. Real conversations. Hey. Lately we be having conversations with the people, cause we feel like there's nobody really talking truth. We be having conversations with the people, cause too many media houses changing up the news. Everything was green light, now we seeing red. Everybody got opinions, few got facts instead. We be having conversations with the people, cause we feel like there's nobody really talking truth. Tuesday night and everybody tuned in live. Bankie and Yahsonn bringing reasoning every time. Talking politics and the things affecting lives. Breaking down the stories they be trying to hide. Used to trust the system, now the trust gone. Everybody talking loud, but the facts wrong. People tired of the fake and the gimmicks too, so they coming to the topics for a clearer view. Got the whole Caribbean locked on the station. Real entertainment network, building conversations. No script vibes, not staged for the camera. Just real people talking straight with stamina. Lately we be having conversations, cause we feel like there's nobody really talking truth. We be having conversations, because too many media houses changing up the news. Everything was green light, now we seeing red. Everybody got opinions, who got facts instead. We be having conversations, cause we feel like there's nobody really talking truth. Sometimes Fridays got a special live session. Big topics got the whole place stressing. Agriculture, crime, economy discussion. Every episode spark another conversation, and the comments start flying when the live start. Everybody got a view from the heart. Some agree and some disagree too, but at least the topics bringing real views. No pretending when the mic turn on. Yeah, I send reasoning while Bankie stay strong. People checking in from overseas too, cause authentic conversation hard to come through. Everything was green light, now we seeing red. Everybody got opinions, you got facts instead. We be having conversations with the people, cause we feel like there's nobody really talking truth. Into the world, the Topiks. Bankie Yahsonn. Real conversations. Hey. Lately we be having conversations with the people, cause we feel feel like there's nobody really